What's going on, guys? Jimmy here with One Road. So today I'm going to be showing you how I change a fuel filter on my 2003 Chevrolet Suburban. This is the fuel filter I chose. It is by K&N. The reviews on Amazon said this thing was good, so I'm going to put this thing in. I usually go AC Delco with my GM vehicles, but I think these K&Ns are pretty good. So if you're not part of my channel, if you're not a subscriber, you're probably just here to see the fuel filter change, and that's totally fine. But if you are a subscriber and you've been following kind of my journey, then you should know that the fuel filter change is part of my trying to figure out what the heck is going on with my truck. You see, it won't start. I crank it and crank it and crank it, and it won't start. I got a P0101 code, which is the mass airflow sensor. I changed that out to a brand new Delphi unit, AC Delco Delphi. That's just what the OEM unit is. So that's swapped out, brand new, still won't start. It cranks and cranks and cranks, just won't start. It kind of almost wants to, but it won't. I made sure that the air filter wasn't plugged. It is a brand new Napa Gold air filter. And I also kind of suspect that I might need to replace the intake gaskets for the upper intake manifold and also the knock sensors while I'm at it. So that's going to be a future video coming up because I already have the parts for that, and I'm going to be doing that regardless. I know that intake manifold gasket is a common problem with these vehicles, in the 5.3 liter, probably the 4.8 also. So I'm just going to go ahead and take care of that. One thing that I do suspect, because my check engine light was a P0101, is that I am getting a bad vacuum leak on my intake manifold. Also because I have for the past few months been hearing inside the cab a pretty bad, what I would think is a vacuum leak. I've been trying to chase it around and figure it out, and the only research I've done has indicated that those manifold gaskets are pretty much to blame. But in this video only, I'm going to be changing the fuel filter because I figured why not, just in case that fuel filter is plugged. I'm going to go ahead and try to swap that sucker out and see if we can get this thing to start. If not, I'm going to move on to the intake gaskets like I said. So let's get started. You guys might be hearing my fan over here. It's pretty hot and humid here in California, so this fan is sucking some outside air and just blowing it through and hopefully getting it out the garage door there that I have cracked open. I also have my truck jacked up, and I do have two jack stands on the frame holding that thing up, so I should be good there. I do have some protection when I'm actually taking the fuel filter off. I'm going to be using these thick gloves meant for chemicals because I hate fuel. I hate smelling like fuel, getting it on my skin and breathing it. I'm also going to be using my dual respirator mask. This has charcoal in it, so it should filter out hopefully any fuel vapors. And I'm also going to be wearing some tight-fitting eye protection so no fuel splashes in my eye. All right, guys. Well, right away I'm seeing a problem. Tell me if you can spot it. So there is the fuel filter, you know, the standard threaded line into the inlet. The outlet, you can see, is not threaded. It actually looks like a quick disconnect fitting. So I have the wrong fuel filter. So I don't know why or how that happened. I looked it up and it said this would fit my vehicle, but it won't. So it looks like I'm just going to go with the AC Delco unit. And I'll look it up and cross-reference on AC Delco's website just to make sure that I'm getting the exact part number. Oh well, I mean, stuff happens. And just like that, it's the next day, and I went out to Napa Auto Parts, and I picked up the Napa Gold fuel filter for my truck, 3623. This is the correct filter. My 03 Suburban has the flex fuel option, and so that's where the problem is, because the K&N filter has threads on both sides. What I needed was threads and a quick disconnect, as you saw under the truck. I also had this part come in from Amazon, and I saw another guy on YouTube doing the intake manifold gasket job, and he recommended this set of quick disconnect tools, and so I bought them because it looked like they were really easy to use, and he said they were great because they were plastic and movable, bendable, and just anyways, it looked like a really good set of tools to have. So picked them up, and they were not expensive whatsoever. I'll put a link down in the description below this video for these tools right here.
I did undo the threads already right here. Sorry about this bolt in your way, but I loosened this thinking that that was 2 pieces to this, but I don't think it is. So I think the only thing left to do is to get that quick disconnect in there and see if I even know what I'm doing. Let's see. Slide it over the line there. Alright guys, well, I got the fuel filter off and I was able to use this, I believe it's 3/8, yeah, 3/8 quick disconnect tool, and without this, I can't imagine how you're going to get this off. So you absolutely need this, and I would even venture to say that this is the exact tool you need because it's so short and so flexible, and so you're able to kind of just force it in there. The problem is the height of this between my fingers is a little too tall, so you kind of have to get one side in and then force the other side in just by twisting and pushing, and it goes in. So there's the threaded line there. You can see there's an O-ring. I'm going to look at that closely and see, make sure that's all good. And then you have your quick disconnect fitting. We'll take a look inside of that. That's what it looks like directly inside for those of you who are wondering. So this quick disconnect tool gets in there and presses those teeth back to release the fuel filter. Although it did take me about 15 minutes to get that off, next time I know I just need to basically shove this in there, get it on, and push this all the way up as high as it'll go. I actually used a screwdriver behind here to help get it up with my limited movement under here under the car. There we go. That was a nice solid click, which is what you want to hear. And that sucker is on there. Only thing left to do. Sorry about the camera angle, guys. You probably just looked at my arm that whole time. Let's see. Righty tighty. Lefty loosey. There she is, guys, the new fuel filter, all buttoned up. You definitely don't really need to. I just loosened this bolt for this. That doesn't really loosen. I don't think you'd even need to touch that, so don't worry about that. Alright, so here's a look at the old filter. It doesn't look like it's a, it says Napa Gold on there. I don't know if you can read that. So it's definitely not the original, so it has been changed out before, which is actually a good thing. You probably can't tell because it's cardboard, but I did see some dirt in that. It's coming out pretty dark. Look at that. It's like, it's very dark.
Well, hey, thanks for watching this video. That was swapping out that fuel filter on this 03 Chevrolet Suburban. It's got the Z in the VIN, which indicates it's a flex fuel vehicle, so definitely you need to get the filter with that quick disconnect fitting on one side. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Jimmy with One Road again, and please hit that subscribe, like, share, look down in the comments below for links and all that good stuff. But anyways, I'm glad I swapped this thing out. I think my next thing that I have to do here is switch out the upper intake manifold gaskets with these brand new Fel Pro pieces, but stay tuned for a video on that. I'll see you in the next one, guys. Peace out.